Hello, everyone. Walk Hill Bethelite here. And I want to list off some of the reasons why Bethel sucks. Keep in mind, I was at Hill Bethel, or the farm. I didn't spend my time at Brooklyn Bethel or Patterson Bethel. So those are different facilities. I'm not speaking for them. But they call all those facilities Bethel. And Warwick wasn't even a thing when I was there. So I'm talking about my time at Hill Bethel. Now, let's talk about some of the reasons why Bethel sucks. Reason number one. When you are accepted to Bethel, you have no idea what you're going to do. Your acceptance letter essentially just says you're accepted to Bethel, and then it'll tell you which facility, but they're not going to tell you what it is you're going to do. And I think one of the reasons for that is they want to make sure they get you there. They want to make sure they get you there. If they tell you in your acceptance letter, your application has been accepted, and you are now a member of the Bethel family, and you will be reporting to the waiters once you arrive here, or you will be reporting to cleaning once you arrive here. I don't know if that would have the same effect. And they're trying to get people there. I mean, come on now. Bethel has got a huge turnover rate. If Bethel is so great, explain to me why the turnover rate is so high. If Bethel is so great, is there a single job in America that is great? It's wonderful. It's the best job ever. And the turnover rate is really high? No, any of those jobs that are really good, people pretty much retire there. They get hired on and they stay there. Those jobs, it's harder to get hired on. So Bethel, the turnover rate is ridiculous. So it's debatable how hard it is to actually get in, because they need people. They're always going to need people because people are always leaving. Bethel sucks. I think that's the reason why people are always leaving. And one of the number one things that sucks is you get there, and even after you are assigned a room and things like that, you still don't know where you're going to work. You and all your your fellow new boys will be in fear of, what job am I going to do here? I have no idea. I ended up working in the food warehouse, and the funniest thing in the world is another kid whose brother works at Bethel was trying to get the same job his brother did, because he's talking to one of the Bethel elders and said, it seems like wherever I go, I follow in my brother's footsteps. And he gave this Bethel elder this pitiful look on his face, like he's begging to get the same job. He ended up at Bethel like his brother, but he wanted the same job. And the Bethel elder directly looked at him and said, you're going to be a waiter. I almost passed out laughing. This guy, as a 20-something-year-old, like 20-year-old, already was balding. He was already balding. As a 20-something-year-old, he's already balding. And I remember just seeing him in the whole full waiter outfit while I'm sitting at my table, and we set our dish to the side because it's empty, and he ran over here with his bald self and grabbed our dish and refilled it and brought it back to us. He had no idea what his job was going to be. None of us did. That kind of sucks. If you get hired someplace, I understand Bethel is, quote unquote, in reality, Bethel is volunteering. But in Jehovah's Witness religion, Bethel is a career. Bethel is a job that God directly gives you. They straight out state that at morning worship, or they did when I was there. It's a career. It's a job. You ain't just volunteering somewhere for a while, which is in reality what it is. Number two, one of the reasons why Bethel sucks is your room. So you're going to have a room with a roommate. There's small rooms at Bethel that are for one person, but if you got under 10 years of seniority, most likely ain't gonna get one of them. You're gonna be in a small room with some other kid, generally in the E-residence, and the E-residence is one of the older buildings that are not as nice as the others. That's why all the new people tend to go to the E-residence. All the high seniority people, when they pick rooms, they pick other ones. I don't know anybody that's high seniority at Walk Hill Bethel that's going to pick the E-res. The E-res, you ain't going to have no bathroom in your room. You're going to have this little room. Oh my God. I went to go visit some friends that I had in the E-res because I was lucky to get into the C residence. In my opinion, my roommate was more of an asshole, but I was fortunate to be in the C residence that window had a nice view, room was still small, but it had a bathroom, and it had a stove in there. I was surprised people in the E-res didn't even have a stove. Like, they got a freaking, I don't know what you call it. They live in a damn closet in the E-res, because one of my friends came from the E-res to visit me in the C-res. And keep in mind, none of these rooms are that nice. But he'd spent some time in the E-residence and came over to visit me. And when he walked into my room, it's like he walked into the presidential suite. He's like, "You guys got a stove?" And I'm like, "You guys don't?" You know what I mean? It's that bad. It's that bad. If you're a Bethelite and you walk into my room and my room ain't all that, and you think you're in a damn presidential suite, imagine how bad your room is. And this guy had two other roommates, and they were sleeping on the floor in bedrolls. And yeah, they woke up at different times to start work, waking each other up as they went. The rooming situation is bad. And I got a nicer room, but in my opinion, my roommate was an ass. We didn't get along. We just didn't get along. My roommate was an asshole. I would come to my room and he was playing music so loud. You wouldn't think that this would be allowed at Bethel. He was playing music so loud. Like, I'm at Walmart right now and I'm parked. I wanted to show. I parked all the way to the side, and this freaking Jeep just like parked directly towards me and then slowly drove by. I don't know if people come to Walmart parking lots trying to hook up for sexual relations or what the hell he's looking for, but I'm not the guy that you was supposed to meet online. I was about to show the camera so y'all could see, but he done drove off. Now he's parked somewhere else. Whoever you trying to meet online for sex, it ain't me. Stay over there. We didn't get along, so and him being an asshole was not a complete secret, because I remember calling relatives just so that they could hear how loud it was. Imagine your roommate and you are in a room so small, there's barely enough room for two beds, let alone for him to have his music turned up as high as it goes, and it's blasted. And he's sitting there not giving a damn. And I'm on the phone like, "Can you hear this? You can hear this. This is my room. This is where I'm supposed to be able to go to relax." and this dude is blaring his music. He go play basketball, clothes be all sweaty and whatnot, and for whatever reason, he had his closet, I had mine. For whatever reason, he want to hang his clothes, his basketball clothes, over my door. What the hell? And then one day, and I had a desk and a chair. One day I walk in and my chair is gone. Why he had my chair in his closet, I don't know. Maybe there was a light bulb that was out. You need to stand on it. But he had my chair in his closet and shut the damn door. He was an asshole. He was an asshole. And I woke up to get ready. One more thing. I woke up to get ready for work. I had to go to work earlier that day because it was chucking season. We were doing corn, chucking our own corn and whatnot. We had to start work early to do that so that during our actual work time, we can do our actual work. I get up to get ready. None of the lights worked. I go in the bathroom to take a shower and stuff, and none of the lights work. Come to find out later, the damn power in the power breaker was switched off. And the reason why I think it was is while I'm running around trying to figure out what the hell, because all the lights are out. I can't turn on the light in my closet. I can't turn on the light in the kitchen or the bathroom. And I hear him laughing. And then I switched the light in the breaker, switched the breaker switch on, and he makes a noise like, or something like that. Either he switched it off or he was happy the damn thing switched off, one or the other. Just an asshole. I don't like him. And your rooming situation, Bethel, bad. Your roommate situation could potentially be pretty bad. It could potentially be pretty bad. Morning worship. Morning worship, if you're a spiritual person, you may like being able to go somewhere and discuss the text in the morning. I actually like that. That was fine. Breakfast sucks at Bethel. Breakfast sucks at Bethel. I don't know if they had different food at Brooklyn or Patterson, but Wallkill, we had Kashi cereal. Oh my God, you chew for so long, my jaws was hurting. I'm chewing so freaking long on this cereal, my freaking jaws was hurting. Whatever Kashi cereal that was, it was bad. I hated it. You got these bland eggs. You got something called quiche. And I mean, yeah, a lot of times you just having cereal. Now, keep in mind, it's fine to just have cereal, but if the cereal you're having sucks, that's bad. You're not chilling with Fruit Loops. Proof breakfast at Bethel sucks. Evidence number one of my friends used his money. Keep in mind, we still have money. We just got to Bethel. We had jobs before we got to Bethel. We still got money. One of my friends was having a problem making friends at Bethel. Everybody thinks everybody at Bethel's friends. No, my friend was having problems making friends at Bethel. He brought some Fruit Loops. He had a freaking swarm of people behind him. Where are you? You know what I mean? Like, he had all the friends in the world because everybody wanted some Fruit Loops. It's that bad. If I can make friends, instant friends with a box of Fruit Loops at Bethel, it's that breakfast is that bad then. Come on. I saw him walk in with the Fruit Loops. I was already sitting at my seat. My mouth was watering. And this dude had freaking a entourage with him. He must have been buying people Fruit Loops. He must have passed out boxes of Fruit Loops. And I think that's the guy who didn't have money to, for a ride. to the congregation I told you guys about. We went to the congregation, find out they want $4 to ride up there and $4 to ride back or something like that. Something crazy like that. I think that was the reason why, because he spent his money on trying to make friends, and it freaking worked. If you got money at Bethel and you're younger and you want friends, buy them chips, buy them Fruit Loops. I've had people come to visit me at Bethel and immediately ask me, what kind of snacks do you guys like? Knowing we ain't got them like that. We don't got the bag of Skittles and the Reese cups and all that stuff. You got people at Bethel, and these are freaking kids. These are in their 20s, and they ain't had Reese cups. They ain't had Cheetos in years. That freaking sucks. That's another reason why Bethel sucks. So breakfast at Bethel is going to suck. Lunch. There are some things at lunch that are pretty good. There's some things at lunch that aren't pretty good. Some things you're going to like. Some things on the menu you're not going to like. Either way, at least at Wallkill, I went to go help out and work at Brooklyn, and it was not the case at Brooklyn. There was a ton of freaking food at Brooklyn. When I went to Brooklyn, because they were doing some building and they needed help, and I volunteered, me being super spiritual, I volunteered on top of my regular work to go help them on the weekend. Yeah, there was a lot of food there. But at Wallkill, there wasn't. Even if you liked what was on the menu, you're only going to eat up until the point where the table head sets the empty dish at the side of the table and the waiter comes over and whispers to him, that's all. That's it. That should not happen. That shouldn't happen. And I've had people try to debate me and state, no, you should not be able to just eat and eat and eat. Yes, you should be able to eat and eat and eat. If you're a 21-year-old young man, 22, 23, at least you should be able to eat as much chicken as you want. I will debate that all day and night. Most other 23, 24-year-olds, if they want some chicken, they go to KFC and eat as much as they want. You mean to tell me a Bethelite, somebody who's directly supposed to be working for God, can't even eat as much lunch as they want, and they work? That's another reason that you're so hungry when you get to lunch, is because you done got up early in the morning, breakfast sucked. Most likely you did not eat a whole lot of kashi cereal for breakfast. I don't know if they had Cheerios or not, but most likely you didn't eat a whole lot of kashi cereal for breakfast. So by the time lunch comes around and you've been working your tail off, you freaking hungry. And you get to lunch, and sometimes they would have more and sometimes they wouldn't. But typically what they would do with the chicken is give you less and less. Each time they would put the dish to the side, they give you less and less. And proof, if there was plenty of food at Bethel, why is it that during lunch, if there was something good on the menu, you wanted to sit with a cool table head? What is a table head? The person that is in control of the food tells you when to start passing the food around, and when the food is empty, the table head decides whether or not he's going to replenish it. You, as just a regular person at Bethel, don't just say, hey, I want some more corn. Waiter, give me some more corn. The waiter don't deal with nobody but the table head. If y'all are out of corn and the table head decides y'all done ate enough, he's just going to put the empty dish in the middle of the table, and that's going to be it. If the table head wants some more corn, then he's going to put the dish at the edge of the table for the waiter to come pick it up and refill it. If you have a cool table head on days where we got good things to eat for lunch, then he's going to direct y'all. Once it gets around the table, immediately he's going to pick the dish back up, Whatever's left in it, either he's going to scoop out of it or whoever's got the least amount of that, go ahead and finish this off so that we can immediately put this on the side and get the waiter to come and get us some more cornbread or chicken or whatever the case may be. Why would there be a damn race for food if there was plenty of it? So yeah, at Wallkill, I don't know about Brooklyn. At Wallkill, yeah, sometimes we would run out of certain things. And that sucks because you're working. If you work whole souled, you don't reserve your energy. They shouldn't be reserving food. Get plenty of food for everybody. And ain't no excuse that y'all got visitors. This is Bethel where everybody works for free. The organization should at least have enough money to have surplus food. Surplus food is not going to hurt nobody. Just put it to the side and then we'll come get the food. If you got surplus food, then just serve a little bit more of what was for lunch during dinner time, just in case you want something different for dinner. There's nothing wrong with having plenty of food. That's another reason why Bethel sucked, at least for me. I don't know about Brooklyn or Patterson, but they should have plenty of food. We had cheesecake, and the waiters made a mistake. The extra cheesecake, they sat it on the trays for people to pick up like usual, but they had that bad boy right behind me. That was one of the luckiest days I had at Bethel lunch, was when the cheesecake that's just where they sat it. Ended up getting sit right behind me. Don't you know, right after prayer, before they say amen. Hold on. Before they say amen, Marcus is halfway to the cheesecake. They looking at me like, nah, man, you cheated. There ain't no way you was in your seat to the end of prayer. Somewhere in the middle of prayer, you must have started heading to the cheesecake. That cheesecake was good. I got me some more of that cheesecake. And I'm just looking at everybody else, and some chick was like, did you see what he got? Yeah. B, I got cheesecake. And what? So yeah. The environment shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. The environment should not be like that. We should have had freaking cheesecake. It was little slices of it. We should have had plenty of it. Proof people run out of food at Bethel number 2. You should have plenty of food in your room. Now, there wasn't a time where me and my roommate didn't have no food, but when you look into our fridge, oh man, it was a pitiful sight. You open that fridge, we might have had some extra milk that was left over, that we got from lunch or something like that in there. Or if somebody got something from their congregation, they might have put that in the fridge, but that fridge was never full. 2 grown men in that room, that fridge was never full. I go on and on about food, but my overseer who had the racial issues, talking about Mexicans, talking about blacks and stuff like that, me and him agreed on one thing and one thing only. My overseer, who was racist, agreed with me that Bethel should have plenty of food. If nothing else, at Bethel, there should be plenty of food because he got shorted plenty of times. Next reason, if you're single and you go to Bethel, Bethel is primarily guys. You in the boys club. As far as women, there's the people that come through on tour and they tend to be from other cities and whatnot. You might be able to get a phone number from there. Assembly. You might be able to get a phone number from there. I'm talking about dating. You might be able to get a phone number from there. But see, in your city, all the ladies would probably, you probably have a date. You'd have plenty of people to talk to. But at Bethel, it's primarily guys. Primarily single guys. There might be a few single ladies at Bethel, but they're primarily single guys. Your congregation is going to have a lot of guys because they're coming from Bethel. You're assigned from Bethel. There may be some girls, but there may not be. But there will definitely be a whole bunch of single guys. I'm not hating on the gay guys. For them, they probably loved it. But for heterosexual guys, yeah. I mean, you got to wait for an assembly to try to get some phone number. I mean, and then how are you going to go on dates when she's way off somewhere? She don't live right by Bethel. If you're lucky, maybe you dated somebody that lived right by Bethel. But this is car number 300 that pulled over and stopped right beside me. I think it's an older lady in the car with him. He's trying to help her get her seatbelt. But yeah, there's difficulties of dating when you don't have no money. To just be trapped to long distance dating typically is expensive. And if you don't have any money, you met a sister at the assembly, okay, great. How are you going to get over to her? Is she going to send you money for gas? If something happens to your car while you down there, is she going to help you fix it? Because you ain't got money to take your car to no auto shop to get back to Bethel. Yeah, I mean, you got a couple sisters at your hall. Good for you. Everybody don't. I remember going to Pine Bush congregation. That bad boy was all guys. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, a bunch of single 20-something-year-old guys. And yeah, women can be a thing because you ain't supposed to be sweating the girls that come through on tours. Guys did, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be working. But yeah, if a girl comes through on a tour and you got guys trying to sneak away from work to go talk to them, then yeah. Dating, depending on your situation. Some guys are still talking to the girls that they were talking to before they came, but you're supposed to be single. So if you were like me and you were literally single when you got to Bethel, and then once you get there, now you trying to survey the land and see what's there if you decide, well, maybe I want to get married at some point. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much are trying to tours. You're looking at people that come through on tours and assemblies and social stuff. You know what I mean? If there's social stuff around, then you're going for that. Brooklyn, it might be different. Brooklyn, you're in the freaking middle of Brooklyn. Yeah, that might be different. I'm at Wallkill in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that was an issue there. Going to the store, that also sucks. I remember going to the store. There was a store, I can't remember the name of the area, but it wasn't too far. It was like one of the closest grocery stores. And, you know, I'd see other Bethelites. I'd hop out my car, go into the store. I'd see other Bethelites go in the store. It sucks going to the store and you can afford the less than everybody in the store. You can afford less stuff than everybody else in the store, including the cashiers. And you work full time. You work full time at Bethel. In your theology and Jehovah's Witness world, you have the most important job there is. And you can't afford to just go grocery shopping in that bad boy. I went to the grocery store because I wanted to get some different cereal, for crying out loud. Oh my God, if I saw another box of Kashi. I went to the store and I got some of the like Waffle Crisp cereal. That was it. I got my box of Waffle Crisp cereal and I was good. And I was happy with it. But now that I have freedom to eat what I want, that stuff is nasty to me. But yeah, I got Waffle Crisp cereal. Man, I poured that cereal in that milk. That milk turned all different kind of color. I was drinking the milk. I was freaking in paradise because I had a box of Waffle Crisp. Going to the store, any kind of store, going someplace, going anywhere, and you can't buy nothing. sucks. It's like you're freaking 6. Being at Bethel is like you're freaking 6. And you got to look in your wallet to see if you got enough allowance to go buy something anywhere. When you're 6 and 8 and 9, you got allowance. If you're lucky, you got an allowance from your parents. You ain't get paid hourly. You got an allowance. Maybe you had money if you knew some people that you can cut their grass. That's what Bethel is. You got an allowance. Can you imagine? You a grown adult. Hold on. You a grown adult and you got an allowance. Some of y'all forgot what it was like to have an allowance. Anytime you see a fast food place, you got to wonder if you got enough money. If you walk past Taco Bell, you got to wonder if you got enough money for Taco Bell. That's Bethel. That's Bethel. You got a taste for Wendy's? You got enough allowance money? You go to a grocery store? You want this, and this, and oh man, you kind of need this. Well, you're gonna have to settle for 1 or 2 of them bad boys. So yeah, that sucks at Bethel. And Wallkill was a scenic area. I did like that about it. It was scenic, but and I'm explorative. But not having money and having car troubles, yeah. I mean, your car breaks down, you're done. You're not going nowhere else. So that was a problem, not being able to just go wherever. Another problem with Bethel is getting the heck away from people, man. Getting the heck away from people. Do you ever want a moment of silence? Oh my God. There was times I had to get in my car and drive somewhere to get away from people around you all the time. Dang, man. Your room. You can't go to your room. Your roommate is in your face. Your roommate is right there. You go to your room. You walk in the hallway to go to the library. The library always got 4 or 5 people in that bad boy and they loud. I went to the roof. There was a place where you can go to the roof and overlook the courtyard at Wallkill, which is right outside the dining room. There's always people up there. You can't go nowhere to get away from people. I mean, imagine for years, just swarmed with people all the time. Don't nobody got no money, they can't do, and that's another problem. You got that many people together and ain't nobody got no money. They just all in everybody's business and they gossip. They gossip at Bethel probably worse than any other place. It's like a high school. Ain't nobody got no money. Ain't got nothing to do but talk about people. They ain't gonna do nothing but gossip in there. Yeah, Bethel sucks. If you go to Bethel, especially Wallkill, you'll probably like it for like a couple months. Why? Because for a couple months, everything is new to you. For a couple months, you're walking through these hallways and you're trying to figure out where things are and you're finding stuff for the first time. And oh, okay, this is nice. And you drive around, or you walk around and you look at this and look at that. No, this is nice. But you only gonna walk past the same